Gaming in the classroom. Today we're going to be discussing some different ways we can engage our students. So you're thinking, gaming in the classroom, really? Yes, in the 21st century there's been a major push towards the increase in technology in the real world. We know that with our smartphones and our tablets and things that we have seen advanced in the past few years. In turn, this has had a domino effect and now affects us in the classroom, and the teachers are having to compensate for more. The kids have a bigger desire to use technology in the classroom. So we can use our gaming to help us with students, help them develop these crucial skills they need. It's going to be to their advantage, not to our advantage, but to their advantage. Benefits of gaming in the classroom: heightened student engagement, knowledge retention, subject mastery, and improved grades, specifically in a time test scenario, according to Chaffin in 2011. Heightened student engagement, you know that the second in the past you've turned on videos or you've turned on music in the classroom, kids' ears perk up. And when you start with the word gaming, the kids do that outside the classroom anyway, so they're going to think, wow, gaming in the classroom, this is something crazy, something different, not used to. So they're going to be really into it. Knowledge retention, you know, it helps, and subject mastery, it helps whatever the area that you're working on. Using these gaming methods in the classroom will help the students retain this knowledge. Also improve grades, specifically in a time testing scenario, as Chaffin said. You can see the potential to improve grades. How can I do this in my classroom? Well, here's an example. Minecraft's a real popular game right now where the person just, the user builds everything. They build the city, whatever they want to build. It's all on them. They start from scratch. For elementary use, students could use this game to recreate real-life 3D objects representing cones, cubes, spheres, cylinders, etc., just representing those real-life shapes. And for secondary use, students could use this game as a foundation for programming due to the great use of abstractions, according to Cornely in a 2012 study. Another example is puzzle apps on the iPad or Android devices. Using a puzzle app is not only engaging for the student, but it can help them with some critical skills they'll need in the future. Reasoning, abstractly and quantitatively, teaching strategy, locating using structure, and also locating consistency and repeated reasoning. All those are skills that they will need in the future, and these puzzle apps will help teach them those skills. Examples of free apps you can use in your classroom are Ingles Enigma, Tower of Hanoi, Mastermind Code Breaker, Slice It, and Kinkin. Like I said, these according to Feeney 2014. Here's another infographic we can look at just to further expand our minds on what gaming could do for us in the classroom for grades 3 through 9. Discover Babylon's a good game that would teach history strategies and with realistic environments. 9 through 12, Remission is a great science game where the player fights against cancer cells at a microscopic level. And of course, college students can use StarCraft. It's an honors course offered by the University of Florida and helps the user to highlight critical thinking skills, problem solving, resource management, and adaptive decision making, according to McKinsey 2012. Supporting evidence. According to a study by Kieran and McFarland 2003, when games were used as a platform for research projects, students were increasingly engaged and often continued use of game longer than duration requirements. There's a proof right there that, once students are engaged in something, they can push it above and beyond the level that they're required to. How can teachers help make it successful? Well, according to ASH 2010, they can play around with games, so that they're familiar with them when students have a question about it. Have more professional development based off of it. Get them involved with it. Rely on students to use it appropriately, and just not be afraid to make a mistake. Here's a great graphic we want to close with. Gaming in the classroom. Why bring it in? Well, administrators say that 74% would say increases student engagement. 50% says it personalizes instruction. Kids love games now, and 10 school-age kids will play games, so they'll be familiar with that aspect. They're familiar tools for the kids, and they've grown up with these digital technologies, and they're using them to create and learn. We know that games can help kids learn because the computer games stimulate the brain to produce dopamine, and that helps us orient our attention, encourages the connections between neurons, which are the physical basis for learning. And then students are active manipulating objects and variables as far as motivation goes, and students have control over their actions, and students are also engaged in experiential learning, according to McKinsey 2012. Lastly, you'll see my reference page here. These are where I got all my sources from for this lovely video, and I hope that you learned something about ways that you can incorporate gaming in the classroom and hopefully can implement and get your students motivated as well.